the country, crossing your area. You're in tune to 108.9 Network Radio. You're in tune to Blast to the Past on Network Radio, kicking the old school beats and the old school bass. You're in tune to Blast to the Past on Network Radio, kicking the old school beats and the old school bass.
Yes, what is going on, guys? You are tuned in with Noble to Blast to the Past, the show where we are going to be taking you back in time, the show where we are going to be doing nothing but giving you the feel of the old school vibes. I've got a guy called Gerald by Voodoo Ray. Yes, you're on Network Radio, Blast to the Past. A Guy Called Gerald by Voodoo Ray. Little classic fact for you about this track, if you guys did not know, it was actually a song on Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on the SFUR radio station. It was a radio station prior to sort of late 80s, early 90s house music. If you do want to get in touch with me today, I will be reading comments. There will be no debates, there will be no news updates, there will be advert breaks. It's not like the Harrison and Noble show. You can comment down below, you can tell me what you're getting up to. Dylan says hi. Ben Blog wanted to be a special guest, but that's only really for the Harrison and Noble show. You can comment, you can also message me through the Facebook page on Network Radio, and you can just go ahead and obviously get in touch with the show. I'm obviously taking your guys' comments. If you've got any track selections, please do send me some tracks that you would like to hear tonight. They have got to be classic tracks. You can't send me something from 2 years ago. It's got to be something, you know, from a good sort of, you know, it's got to be at least 10 years old and primarily possibly not copyrighted. If you guys can do that. But I've got another track for you here, and this is by The Prodigy, a little bit of a different track. They're more into a rocky style type of music now. This is back in the day. This is from XL Recordings. They actually signed The Prodigy, and this is The Prodigy, Your Love on Network Radio. And listen to the piano in it. I think it's good. 108.9 Network Radio. Yes, that was The Prodigy and Your Love on Blast to the Past. You're tuning in to Network Radio on your Friday night, hopefully getting you in the mood, getting you ready for your weekend. Whatever you're doing, whether you're heading out for a nice day out, whether you're hitting the pub, whether you're hitting the club, it is Christmas this weekend, and I hope you guys are doing something festive and fantastic.
You're in tune to Network Radio.
Yes, you are in tune to Network Radio. You can message the Facebook page. You can go ahead and comment down below on the stream. You can do whatever you guys feel like doing. We're going to take a short advert break and I will be back with the tunes.
The urban jungle, we see two impressive specimens, the agile MG3 and the larger MG6. And now you can explore MG with offers including free insurance, interest-free credit, great part exchange and free weekends away. See mg.co.uk/offers.
Free insurance is underwritten by Allianz Insurance PLC. MG 3 and 6 finance subject to status. 18s and over. Financed by MG. 0% representative APR. Terms and conditions apply. Visit mg.co.uk for details.
Pills Pharmacy are there for you at the times when you need them. When you're ill, when you're sick, even when you have a cold. So just pop in to your local Pills Pharmacy today and they will sort you out with what you need. Pills Pharmacy, making your life better.
It's Christmas in Cranbrook when everyone seems to be wearing ugly sweaters.
You know it's Christmas when Cranbrook beer start looking like Santa's reindeer.
You know it's Christmas when my mom lets me have eggnog instead of milk.
You know it's Christmas when kids want to go to Candy Cane Lane again and again and again.
You know it's Christmas when Giving Hearts of Cranbrook reach out to our great charities.
These are just a few reasons why we're proud to call Cranbrook home. I'm Sandy Smith with Royal LePage East Kootenay Realty. From my family to yours, happy
From across the country, crossing your area, you're in tune to 108.9 Network Radio. You're in tune to Blast to the Past on Network Radio, kicking the old school beats and the old school bass.
Yes, guys, that is correct. You are on Blast to the Past, and I forgot to mention that we have a little guest kind of say performance later on in the show. Now, I think I briefly played this on one of the Harrison and Noble shows. This is a keyboard player called Davos, and I'm going to be playing you one of his piano sets later on today. What he did at I think the Northern Soul in 2013. A load of classic piano melodies on there, and I think you guys might find him quite interesting, and I think he possibly has a lot about him to offer, and I think he could be, I think it could be quite good to have him here on our show. So that's exactly what I am going to go ahead and do. I'm going to go ahead and have him on our show a bit later on. So if you are excited for Davos playing a little hearing one of his piano sets, then you should actually really go ahead and enjoy, obviously listening to Davos. So what are you guys doing tonight? What are you guys, how are you guys spending your night? Are you spending your night in a good way? or are you spending your night, you know, just kind of chillaxing and, you know, wondering sort of what to do with yourself? Maybe you are. So what you guys ought to be doing is tuning into network radio, because right now I have got Big Bass feat Michelle Narine, What You Do, playing with Stones. I did an MC over this track and did kind of like a remix, and this actually is a 2016 remix, which we don't actually want. So what we actually want to be doing is we want to be going ahead and playing the original, which I have got right here. That's the thing with today's music, guys. A lot of it actually is ruined with remixes and stuff like that. So here's the original, the proper tune, the one we want. Network radio, no remixes tonight. Yes, that was Big Bass versus Michelle Narine. What You Do Playing with Stones. Now, some of you guys might have heard a bouncy donk remix of that song, but this is where they sort of got to get busy. Lyrics, I believe, physically comes from. I could be wrong. There could be a song what dates back. That dates back like even earlier than that. Don't get me wrong, I could be like completely like wrong about that. There could be an actual like an even more original version of that song. I'm not really like that sure, if I'm honest. Like all I know is that that's as far back as I can date back to that song. I don't know any other versions before that. With them words. Anyway, we are still going classic, guys. We are still going classic, but we are going to bounce things up a notch. Yes, the early 80s and the late 80s rather, and the early 90s was good for house music, but it was also good for something else, and that was happy hardcore. Yes, raving scenes in the early 90s actually grew pretty big, where people would rave to hardcore beats, but happy hardcore, a hardcore which was meant to make you feel happy, a hardcore beat which was meant to get you moving, and a hardcore beat what just had a good melody with it as well. We are going to play you Happy Hardcore Anthem, The Children of the Night. It's a classic. I actually really love this song. It always makes me want to move, and it's my pleasure to give it to you on Network Radio.
Children of the night, and fight for the future of our nation. Let's come together and unite. Nothing's gonna stop us now. Together and unite, nothing's gonna stop us now. Let the fire burn inside. Nobody can stop this generation. 'Cause we're the children of the night. Don't ever let them put you down. Get up, get up, get up. Now is the time to change. Get up, get up, get up. There is no time to waste. Get up, get up. Don't ever let them put you down. Get up, come along and join the scene. Live your life like a rave machine.
Yes, that was Happy Hardcore Anthem, Children of the Night. That was where rave started back in the early 90s, and someone says this music sucks. Well, everyone has their opinion. I'm just here for Blast to the Past. If there's anything you guys would like to hear or you guys would like to request, although it's got to be Blast to the Past, so it has got to be something in the past, and I don't just mean something from sort of, 2 years ago. It's got to be sort of 10 years, longer. It's got to obviously have a little bit of classical history behind it. So what I'm saying is don't sort of request me a non-copyrighted sound song from, let's say, 2 years ago, because that's not what Blast to the Past is. Blast to the Past is taking you back to the old school vibes, and Blast to the Past is all about reliving the day. Maybe some of you weren't even born when that song was released. I know I wasn't born when that song was released. At least I don't think I could have been born. If I was born, I was only a baby. But, I was brought up with a song like that. I know that song. I like that song. People have their own opinions.
You're in tune to Network Radio.
So whatever you're saying tonight, guys, whatever you're doing, we're here back to the Blast to the Past. We're blasting you right back to the past, right back to the old days, back in the day, and we're here on Network Radio, and we're just gonna have a little bit of an old classical time. I've got another song for you, and then we're going to go ahead and take a break. And this is kind of where house music began. So we've kind of just had where Happy Hardcore began, which was, a little bit of a fast little raving scene. This is when house music began, before Happy Hardcore, and Jack had a groove. This is Mr. Fingers, Can You Feel It? This song was also featured on Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on the SFUR radio station, and it's an absolutely classical song. It's just got a nice simple beat to it. There's nothing too crazy. Johnny Cash, yeah, I will put some Johnny Cash on, don't you worry, guys. Johnny Cash, yes, Johnny Cash is a classic. He had Undertaker had a theme song of his, Ain't No Grave Can Hold My Body Down. So yeah, that will come after the advert break, but right now it's Mr. Fingers, Can You Feel It? Well, that was Mr. Fingers, Can You Feel It? I definitely think Jack had his speech there. Jack had his speech years ago. That was kind of when house music began, and in my opinion, that's when house music was good. If you listen to a lot of house music today, it's kind of chart music remixed or classic songs from the 90s remixed, but not that type of music remixed. I'm talking like Show Me Love. I'm talking like Gypsy Woman. I'm talking stuff like that. The sort of like not the club music in the 90s, but the sort of like hit music in the 90s, remixed with a little bit of a house beat. That's not what we want. We'll be back after the advert break for some more tunes. Don't go anywhere.
You haven't tried the KFC dunked wings? So you must be Sarah then. Sarah has no short-term memory. She was gonna get some wings when she forgot her wallet at home. But then she forgot why she went home. Also, she didn't know where home was. And why is she in Istanbul when she lives in Kyalami? She doesn't know. But she does know that she will one day taste the dunked wings. She has an excuse. If you're not her, then you have no excuse. Get the KFC dunked wings for only $21.90. KFC, so good.
Hiya, darling. Hiya, Mum. I'm on my way round. I'll be there at 6. Don't forget the roasties.
I forgot the roasties, and it's nearly 5 o'clock. What am I going to do? I know. Asda.
Asda's open 24/7 with a wide range of pre-cut foods.
We're really here when you need us.
These roasties are delicious.
Candy Block is back. Candy Block is big, and Candy Block now has a brand new, oh yes, brand new recipe for you. And that is the Candy Block chocolate cake. Enjoy a Candy Block chocolate cake to celebrate your birthdays, your Christmas parties, your Halloween parties. That is correct. Candy Block is back, new, bigger, and better than ever. Trust me, you've never had a better cake in your life. Candy Block! Nom 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 nom! From across the country, crossing your area, you're in tune to 108.9 Network Radio. You're in tune to Blast to the Past on Network Radio, kicking the old school beats and the old school bass. Do you fancy hearing a bit of sports, guys? Well, if you tune into Network Radio on Boxing Day, I believe Harrison is going to have you covered with all the sports talk and much more from all the sort of latest sports games, you know, football, everything that's been more or less happening lately in the football matches, or should I at least say within the last week. And he's going to have you covered on Network Radio on Tuesday, so you guys don't have to worry about any of that, because like I say, he is going to have you covered, and you won't have to worry about a single thing. But you're on Network Radio, guys. Right now I'm going to play you a little bit of Johnny Cash, God's Gonna Cut You Down.
Johnny always wore black, and he wore black because he identified with the poor and the downtrodden.
You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Well, my goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on bended knee, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke to me with a voice so sweet, I thought I heard the shuffle of angels sweet. He called my name and my heart stood still when he said, John, go do my will. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Well, you may throw your rock, hide your hand, working in the dark against your fellow man. But as sure as God made black and white, what's done in the dark will be brought to the light. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut you down. Tell him that God's gonna cut you down. Tell him that God's gonna cut you down.
Mr. Cheesehead says sorry for giving you hell. It's completely fine. People have different sort of opinions on music. People have different ways of, listening to music. People obviously listen to different styles of music. Now, I wasn't going to do a news update on the Blast of the Past show, but I've been told or given in that I should actually do a news update in Blast of the Past, and I think, only having it on the Harrison and Noble show possibly is a little bit weak, so a little bit later on we will be having the latest news, so make sure you guys obviously stay tuned for that. Anyway, I'm bouncing right back in with another tune, and this is going to be the tune that is actually in the which is actually in the intro to Back to the Classics, Blast of the Past rather. I don't know why I said Back to the Past there. I may play another Johnny Cash a little later. Now this song has been played a lot of times on piano, and you might hear Davos play it when we also play him a little later when we do his piano set, when we play that here to finish off Blast of the Past. But here is Liquid and Sweet Harmony. This is a 1995 song, so sort of very classic there, before I was born, probably before you were born. Yes, that was Liquid, Sweet Harmony, here on Network Radio. Blast of the Past, 1995. Classic song, really. You just can't beat a tune with a nice piano, in my opinion. And why would you want to beat a tune with, you know, a nice piano? Like, it's the days, man. I tell you, the days right there. The way you want to live your life. The way to live your life. Got another tune for you. I Need Your Loving, Like the Sunshine, NRG original mix. This is 1992, Network Radio. What an amazing tune. I Need Your Loving Like the Sunshine, NRG original mix 1992. Before we take a break, we're going to date back to the same year as I Need Your Loving Like the Sunshine, because there was another artist about around that time, another DJ, another amazing person who made another really, really good song with an absolutely incredible melody, and that guy goes by the name of Felix. Yes, Felix. Not Felix. Not Felix as in the cat food, or not Felix as in the cat on the cat food advert. Felix as in a DJ, a producer who did a song called Don't You Want Me, an absolutely classical tune with an amazing melody. And a little quick fact for you before we do go ahead and jump into this tune. This melody is actually taken in a David Guetta song, I Just Want to Make You Sweat, and it's got the same melody in it, so I think David Guetta maybe did a little bit of copying from Felix. I don't know, maybe Felix didn't mind. Tune, advert break, then I will be back with the latest news, weather, and, you know, updates that way. So stay tuned, please do. Network Radio, the place where you want to be. Felix, Don't You Want Me? Now, before we go for an advert break, I thought I would read some of the comments on this tune to get your guys' sort of let's say, like, attention on, like, why these songs were good, what people actually think of these songs, or let's say this song, for example, down in the comments section. Now, I'm not going to name who wrote the comments, I'm just going to simply read the comments out. Take me back to the F word, good times, growing up in Dagenham, pills, great tunes, cars, girls, my god, the 90s was awesome. So no guess for what that person was doing. Pills, tunes, obviously had some nice cars, and obviously nice girls. This makes me sad because it reminds me of the time that will never return. I'm 38 now and will never forget the dance tunes from when I was a teenager. You see, a lot of people did love these tunes. Clear the garbage out of the charts, sack Simon Cowell, and bring these great dance tunes back. God damn, this takes me back. So awesome. I need a time machine, turn it up, classic. Now 43 and still dancing. What a banging tune, or to be young again. 50 now, great tune, fantastic days, glad to have lived through the 90s era. This song makes me stomp my feet and wave my hands up in the air like I just don't care. Tune, so good. Cats like Felix, get your gurn on. Never forget Nigel Ben coming out to this and his walk on music. Green lasers everywhere, good times. One up the bum, no harm done. One of the best songs of all time. I'm so glad that I experienced the days gone by of the 80s and the early 90s as they happened. Yes. Working on my time machine. I wish it was still the 90s. Top tune, still sounds as fresh as ever. We are going to take an advert break, guys, and then I will be back with the latest news. So make sure you guys stay in tune.
Now, I can tell you the secrets of successful investors, but the golden rule is you have to act quickly. Now, you're obviously a decisive person, someone who stays ahead of the curve, someone who could be drawn in by the time pressure of an investment scammer. The Financial Conduct Authority are committed to keeping you safe. If you've been offered an unsolicited investment opportunity, a Scam Smart Investor, check the FCA warning list of firms to avoid at fca.org.uk/scamsmart. The urban jungle, we see two impressive specimens, the agile MG3 and the larger MG6. And now you can explore MG with offers including free insurance, interest-free credit, great part exchange and free weekends away. See mg.co.uk/offers.
Free insurance is underwritten by Allianz Insurance PLC. MG 3 and 6 finance subject to status. 18s and over. Financed by MG. 0% representative APR. Terms and conditions apply. Visit mg.co.uk for details.
I'll be there at 6. Don't forget the roasties.
I forgot the roasties, and it's nearly 5 o'clock. What am I going to do? I know. Asda.
Asda's open 24/7 with a wide range of pre-cut foods. We're really here when you need us. These roasties are delicious.
From across the country, from your area, you're in tune to 108.9 Network Radio. From across the nation, all over the country, it's time for the Network Radio News.
Yes, hello, welcome to the Network Radio News. Aldi attack man charged with murder after woman fatally stabbed in a supermarket. A man has been charged with the murder of a woman who was stabbed to death while working at a supermarket. The 44-year-old suspect is accused of killing Jodie Wilshire, who was fatally attacked at Aldi in Skipton on Thursday afternoon. The 30-year-old mother suffered multiple serious injuries and was taken by ambulance to Airedale General Hospital for emergency treatment, but medics were unable to save her. Tributes have poured in following her death. Her husband, Malcolm Wilshire, said she was a lovely woman and warm and always had a smile on her face. She was amazing, beautiful and a lovely person. She was a doting mother and a loving wife. Also in other news, Boris Johnson clashes with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov for Moscow visit. So Boris Johnson has clashed with Russia's Foreign Minister over alleged cyber attacks on the West and the activity in Ukraine. Also in other stories, MP's daughter found hanged in bedroom. Yes, a Deputy Speaker Lindsay Hoyley's daughter found in bedroom. Inquest hears that she has been hung in her bedroom. So the daughter of Commons Deputy Speaker Lindsay Hoyley was found hanged in her bedroom, an inquest has heard. So she has been found hung in her bedroom. Now we are going to go ahead and cut you guys right on with the action. We are going to cut you guys to the weather. So the weather for tonight is mainly looking, cloudy, 11 degrees. Doesn't look like there's going to be any frost out there. It's going to be about 11 degrees till about 10 o'clock at night. Then it's going to drop to about 10 degrees, then taking you down into sort of the early hours of the morning. We are going to drop to about 9 degrees till about 7 in the morning, where we could expect to possibly maybe see a rain shower, a 30% chance around the London area. It's going to go back up to 10 degrees, and then by about 8 o'clock it will still be 10 degrees. 8:04 a.m. there is going to be the sunrise, and till about midday of Saturday is going to be about 10 degrees. Then it will go back up to 11 degrees all afternoon. About 15:54 the sun is going to set. It will then get dark again, and it will be 11 degrees for the rest of the day. That is more or less the same in Edinburgh, apart from round at 7 in the morning time. There isn't really going to be any sort of rain showers, but there could be a chance of wind round the Edinburgh area. You are looking at wind, and when you get to sort of midday time, 11 in the morning, it's actually going to go up to 12 degrees, and then once the sun sets again at night, it will go back to 11 degrees, and then from about 6 at night, there's going to be a 30% chance rain. 7 at night and 8 at night, there could be a 40% chance rain. In Douglas, in the Isle of Man, it's currently 9 degrees at the moment, and it's going to stay 9 degrees pretty much all night from now. The sun will rise again 8:36. Then by about 11 in the morning, it's going to, drop. It's going to rise back up rather to about 10 degrees, and it will stay 10 degrees till about 8 o'clock at night. Then it will go up to 11 degrees. The sun will set at 15:57. And, in other areas, it's mainly going to be cloudy. There might be that chance in the morning of a rain shower. You're going to be looking around 8, 9, possibly, maybe even 10 degrees. And you guys, obviously, that's pretty much your weather. That's everything sorted, so you guys know what you're doing. Now we are going to get back to Blast to the Past. Alright guys, welcome back to Blast of the Past. The news update has now just finished, and unfortunately the source for sound effects has actually ran out of battery, so I can't put sound effects in as of from now, but we're still going to play you a few more tunes tonight here on Blast of the Past, so hopefully you guys still listen. Hopefully you guys obviously go ahead and still tune in to what still can be an amazing show, something, you know, that can still go down with a bang, something that still will be good, and something that still will get you moving on your Friday night. Just one of them little issue things what happens. Hopefully, like I say, everything should be all sweet and sound. We might even get the sound effects back, who actually knows. Now I'm going to take you back to a tune what actually isn't as old as the other tunes we've been playing. Still an old tune, and this is actually a dance kind of house remix of Bob Marley, The Sun Is Shining. It's Bob Marley versus Funk Star, and it is Sun Is Shining. You're on Network Radio, keep listening. That was Bob Marley, and that was him versus Funkstar in Sun is Shining. I love that song. That song just also makes me feel happy too. Our sound effects have come back on, but they will likely die again, so I'm still not going to use them at the moment. However, we are very, very closely coming to the end of our show. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank you all for getting in touch. We have a few more songs to play for you, though. This isn't the end just yet, but we aren't going to be going for much longer. And like I say, I thank you guys all for tuning in. But right now, I have another amazing song for you guys, and this is by an amazing artist, Chrissy Ward. This is Right and Exact. And a little fact about this, there is also a K-Class remix, but in my opinion, as much as I like K-Class, K-Class have made some amazing songs. K-Class, you never fail to let me down. You're good, K-Class. I like you, K-Class. But Chrissy Ward, unfortunately, just gets the right and exact tune handed to them on a plate. Prefer that version of it, and I just think, alternatively, it is a better song than the K-Class remix. But K-Class, you're still awesome. It's Chrissy Ward, Right and Exact. Yes, that was Chrissy Ward, Right and Exact. An absolutely classic tune. Love that one. There's just something about it. Like I say, it's a lot better than the K-Class version, definitely, in my opinion. And you know, I actually do like this song quite a lot. Now we've actually got a little bit of a different tune now. We're going to go to Paul Johnson, Music in Me. Now I played this on the Harrison and Noble show, but for some reason I kind of began playing it and realised it was a different version. So I'm going to play you the version which I know. This is Paul Johnson, and not Paul Johnson in Park Drive, by the way, a completely different Paul Johnson. And yeah, here we are, Paul Johnson, Music in Me. Yes, that was Paul Johnson, Make Me Feel. We have just about run out of time for today's show, or have we? I said to you guys that I was going to play you guys the Davos keyboard set to finish off our show today. We've been going through nothing but classics, and yes, guys, that is exactly 100% correct. So I will be back next episode with more classics, and we will have a special DJ mix for 90s happy hardcore. So hopefully you guys did enjoy today's show. I'm going to leave you with Davos because, in my opinion, Davos is an absolutely amazing guy on the keyboard. He has a lot to offer. He has a lot to give people out there on the keyboard. And this is when he was live at the Northern Soul in 2013. He, he's an old school, music piano legend. He does a lot of good melodies. And if you are into your old school music, like me, this type of stuff, you will be able to pick out the songs that he is playing. It's been Noble on Network Radio. Thanks for tuning in. Next, there should be a Harrison and Noble show, possibly on Sunday. If not, Harrison will have you covered with sports talk on Boxing Day. Thanks for your company this morning.
Show appreciation